Welcome to the realm of Millenia. Be ye man, woman, child, spirit, creature, Demahan. Be ye a native migrator or maybe even an invader into the lands. I welcome you, for I am your host today, the Millennium Mailman, on this Funny Guy Friday. Try to be as funny as possible here, despite finishing up this conversation I got going on here for week 11's Devil's Advocate. That men are born to be doing something with their lives physically, and that women more so to maintain and stabilize their own lives and the lives of their families more so emotionally. Where I definitely made earlier in the week the discussion point that it was more men are more born to be that materialism, provisionary, and physical doers, where and women were called to for the more intangibles and emotional aspects of support and stabilization. And I backed it up with a few religious bits that apparently didn't make it to the final cut on the page. So if there's time, I'll talk about that a little bit. But if there's not, too bad, so sad. So, men are born to do, women are born to maintain and stabilize their own and for family. First talking point there. Excuse me. First bullet point here is that men struggle with crossing the line into their daily and long-term lives, especially in their relationship development with the opposite gender. The man's struggle is social emotional competence, where women's struggle is that doing the right thing for that first opportunity you and chance you have to do the right thing, because women generally tend to hesitate for major decisions and rather go off gut feelings and material happinesses and temporary emotions and fleeting feelings and memories, which, because they are so linked and tied to their emotions, it can generally allow it to be easier for women to get in their own way and get in their own head and get in their own selves tripped up because of the feeling. I could have swore I did this right. I said this right. I could have swore I definitely got answer number 5 wrong, because now that I think about it, I think I read the 9 as a 6 or that 7 as a 1. But I could have just swore I had a feeling. I just had a feeling, but I've refused to act on it. I had a feeling that I would be wrong if I changed my answer, and I changed my answer anyway. So women more so have a particular struggle for allowing themselves and convincing themselves to do the right thing, because and allowing those particular consequences and inconveniences to disrupt them, where those where those inconveniences and consequences would, had the shoe been on the other foot, if a man was in that place, oh, by golly, absolutely not. I am not doing that at all. I'm probably wrong. I'm going to do this anyway. Yeah, I was right. That's too bad. It's not going to hurt me emotionally. Where a woman might be like, oh, I knew I was wrong. I knew it. Oh, man. Oh, I was wrong. Oh, the shame, the horror, the agony. Yes, it is a bit of a thing. Call me sexist, whatever, however you feel. But that is the understanding of such. So moving on past those to the next little carrot point here. Men's shame and motivation is based on their displayed best. That's why men tend to respect or even disrespect women based on their highest evaluations they have on them. Men tend to both respect and disrespect women based on the highest evaluation they have on them. So that part of the discussion is again kind of tying into that what men struggle with and what men are accustomed to, where when you see men scaling women on a scale 1 to 10, this and that, men tend to look at the best in people in order to judge them. It's like, I don't see anything good in you, so you're a very low number. I'm not really optimistic about this one. I can't rate you higher than a 4. I can't hate you higher than a 5. And that is why a lot of people, characters, and interviews might say that men are more realistic, because it's easier to get an accurate and precise reading on surveys and certain demographics of men, because they rate through the optimistic lens of it could not possibly be better than this, right? And women tend to shame, ostracize, and perpetuate certain elitisms amongst each other because they judge and scale based on the worst parts of themselves and in their fellow women. Where, if, just as an example, I'm not saying this is particularly true for other women, but I know from a select number of the women in my life that I've experienced with, they tend to judge people, other women, based on their hair, makeup, and lipstick, because, and I've gotten a confession, so don't try to shoot me down as for being entirely inaccurate. I am speaking off based experience, right? Where they have confirmed that most of the things they judge the severest on are based on projections of their own worst qualities. Where one friend, she recognizes she's not good at doing hair herself, so she goes to a hair salon and gets her hair done regularly. Cool. So she tends to judge other women based on how well maintained their hair is specifically, in order to get a baseline readout. And then another one, she's relatively insecure and about her lips, so she has no problem looking at people in their face, because one of the first things she uses to get a readout on her fellow women and other men are their facial appearance, and particularly the way their lips move and how their lips move, and how natural, full, or beautiful, or ugly their lips look specifically. It's like, oh, I hide my lips now. I don't really care. Right? So, like, oh. And then one gay person, male, I knew, he would genuinely exclusively look at people's teeth, where he was homosexual and liked sensual activities with other males. And he said one thing that could just really get him revved up was being able to look at how clean and pristine people's teeth was. So my teeth are not brushed when I'm around him. It's like, yeah. Yep, my breath is hot. Yeah, I'm safe tonight. I can sleep over. I'm safe tonight. My teeth are very unbrushed. They were pretty chilly that time. Let me eat some tofu. I'm gonna eat something terrible, right? Where am I? Right? So, for women and feminine people, or predominantly feminine identifying individuals, and all you need to convince me is this demographic here of men are born to do and women more so to maintain and stabilize. And depending on what you struggle in, I can really personally see, oh, I can see that. I can see that. I believe that. I believe that based on this, as far as gender politics and gender identity. This is what I'm using. Are you shaming people based on their best qualities, or are you shaming them on the worst of them? And it makes sense on why this is the case, because men do, when you're doing things, you put out the best you possibly can. So you look at the best pieces and you work around the worst. When you're maintaining, stabilizing, and supporting, you support the weakest link, the weakest side. Because this whole chain that we got running here, this chain gang, this chain line, this chain of industry and service, only as good as the weakest link. So women reviewing and targeting the weakest point makes sense, because they can't maintain or stabilize something they don't understand and recognize the weakest part of. So, yes, we understand why you talk about and focus on money and this and that. Because if your weakest aspect is the finances, hey, say less. I understand. But again, with the promotion of equality and anti sexism, that just makes this entire video prohibited. No matter how right the devil's advocate is, and how right I am with articulating the perspective, it is thus made inherently sexist and deemed politically and semantically and socially unacceptable, right? So no matter how much you stand to learn or garnish from this discussion and debate with the devil's advocate, well, it doesn't matter. Women, men shame and motivate based on their displayed best, which is why men tend to respect or disrespect women based on their highest things about them. You are pretty as hell. You are fine as wine. I want to stay with you, and I'm going to put my heart and soul into being with you as long as possible, because I keep seeing the best and 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 the best in you. But every day you show me more of the worst in you, and it brings the quality of the best and the best of the best and the best down, because you're just knocking pieces off the bottom while I'm still trying to look at the top right here, knocking them down until it's so low that I see nothing. I don't even see nothing good no more. That's how men view it. So men stick around because they are looking at that best quality, until I am an alpha male. This is not enough for me. Get out! Right? So that is the difference between, and again, so there are the certain simps and incels who their standards for what is considered low might be whatever. So, from the male perspective, to say and recognize that you have low standards is, how far are you going to let this tower fall before you give up and try again? How far is it going to fall before you try again? And then from the female perspective on this tower, it's how high does this tower have to be, and how stable does it have to be already before you give up on it. And in the modern day male perspective, women want a straight tower, no leaning towers of pizza. I don't care. Just make it straight, make it stable. I don't want to work at all. Yeah, I want to work and live with you, but I prefer a perfectly awesome, stable foundation. And with that mentality, it's just kind of hard to understand because, again, this is crossing the line, this is crossing the border to, where is it? Socially, emotionally, be competent and understanding to the opposite gender in the room. Where men are trying to do, it's like, I built the tower, but it's hard for men to understand and be more accepting because most of the women don't have the patience or the care in the world to maintain and stabilize them. Don't have the care, the patience to maintain and stabilize with them, or give that criticism on what they would do, or be patient enough to allow them to fix it in the time they need in order to fix it. So it's rather hard in this modern dating market for a lot of you guys out there. And I understand. And I hope you all understand as well. But sucks to suck. Because that's just reality. But moving on. Got a little bit more here. So I got the methods to keep your partner. To keep a feminine partner in 2025, what you have to do is project a future that at worst is something they're willing to die living in. To keep a feminine partner in 2025, you have to project a future that at worst is something they are willing to die living in. While to keep a man, a masculine partner, all the time, you just have to provide no more than the mental atmosphere and care that allows them to believe that with you it can always be better, and that with you you won't intentionally be making it or harm the situation to be any worse. To keep a masculine person all of the time, you merely have to provide no more than the mental atmosphere and care that allows them to believe that with you it can always be better, and that you will not intentionally make things worse. And that's to say, with this tower analogy, from the male perspective, the reason men stay longer with their partners, even if shish is all out of whack, they look from that top peak perspective. With this person, is the future something I can possibly stay living with? Can it possibly be better? Is it acceptable? Is it okay? Or is she exclusively making things get worse to a point that I just can't accept anymore? That's the male perspective on why men leave women. At least, I would say most men. Can't speak for the horrible men, but good men, great men, all the men you actually want. In order to keep those ones, women, you just need to act in a manner that makes the man believe, hey, is she intentionally making things worse? Is it possible to be better? Or is it not possible to be better? Can I fix this? Can I move on? Is it even possible? No, it's time to go. Versus the woman perspective, where advice for the guys, in order for you to keep your woman, you have to project a future that she's willing to live and die in. If the future you project isn't something she's willing to die in, nah. So if she don't see you and see a tower, a future she's willing, a tower the size, if your tower is this tall, but she's willing to die in that tower, she's gonna stick with you. If your tower is this tall, but she's not willing to die in a tower that small, she will never stick with you. If what you got is not good enough, and she's articulating that what you got will never be good enough, you gotta let it go. She's not willing to die in that tower. She's not willing to. You have to project, in order to keep any woman, you have to project a future they're willing to die in. Otherwise, putting a ring on it is just knocking things down. She'll stick with you until you don't meet the height criteria no more. She's going to leave you. She's gonna leave you because, you little short. You came a little short, man. Can you grow? You're not growing fast enough. Bye-bye. To keep a woman in 2025, moving on, you have to project a future they're willing to die in. If you're not, get out of my face. Right? But hey, that's pretty much just me. That is the whole discussion for week 11, Devil's Advocate. Men are born to do. Women are called to maintain, stabilize, and support. And that's the whole idea behind all of it. Men do, women stabilize and maintain. And those are the analogies I have. There's the tower analogy. There is the discussion analogies and the examples and descriptions I had all the way through. I hope you enjoyed. If you like, go ahead and like the video. Comment down in that comment section down below. Share the video for more exposure if you think it was well articulated and thought out and deserving of exposure. And by all means, subscribe if you feel like it. I don't really consider you guys subscribing as that you like the channel. I consider this subscribing more so that you're ready for me to publish this book, because this channel was made for the book I'm writing. Okay. So more subscribers in my mind is more people who actually care about me putting out the book I'm working on. So hey, that's just me, your Millenia Mailman, and that's the intel and news I got from the realm of Millenia to you. Hope you enjoy and stay peaceful.